Welcome back, YouTube. General Soul back with Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Remastered. Last time, we beat the game, but there's still more to do. Our girl, she ran away from us to the blue star and we need to follow. And we do that by selecting Epilogue. As soon as we start, we are at Grandpa Gwen's house. We find out that we've had Grandpa Gwen try and find a way for us to follow Lucia to the blue star. Nearest he can find is some kind of legend that, as near as he can tell, means we need to find 2 Dragon Eye jewels, just like we had at the beginning of the game to get into the blue spire. There. And then we need to find another tower that has one of those dragon heads, like in the Blue Spire where we use those Dragon Eye jewels in the beginning of the game. Climb to the top of that tower, and we can then go to the Blue Star. The question is where are we going to find these Dragon Eye jewels? And what other side stuff can we do in the meantime? Because there are a lot of post-game dungeons that were not available in the main game, that have opened up now, that we can now go through. There's like 8 or 9 trophies still left to get, and they're all for the epilogue here. So, this video is going to be dedicated to 3 trophies, but 2 of them we will not be able to complete yet. One trophy is to... this is where we started our entire adventure off, if you remember. It is now open. We're not going to explore it. I only came here to get this location for Lucia's pendant. If I can pick the right thing, I can show you that is now a location that we can teleport to with the pendant. So that's why I came here. And I want this for later. This is for later. So, if you remember in Silver Star Story, there was a trophy for getting all the cutscenes for the Rememberizer. And I thought you had to watch all the cutscenes with the Rememberizer, but all it was is you had to watch all the cutscenes that appear in the Rememberizer once. Well, in this one, it's a little bit different. So in this one, instead of buying the Rememberizer, we have to do a little small side quest to get the Rememberizer crystal. And then we have to go to all the locations that had an anime cutscene to get those memories into the crystal. So we literally have to revisit every place that had an anime cutscene for a trophy. We will be able to get all but 2 in this video, because the last 2 are in that dungeon that we had gotten for the pendants. Next thing we're working on is there are 22 bromides. We've only got 7. All the rest are available now. In fact, 1 is in this chest right here. Mari's bromide 2. And if we head inside this house, there's Ronfar. If we talk to Ronfar, we're going to have a conversation that we're basically going to have with everyone. It's like, hey, great to see you, hero. So good you came by. Where's Lucia? And Hero's going to be like, well, Lucia left me and decided to go back to the Blue Star, but I decided I'm going to do the impossible and follow her because I love her. And there goes like, that's great. How about I join you on your quest? And you have a choice. You can tell them, no, I don't need you, or you can say, yes, please join me. For a trophy, you must reunite with all your party members and have them join you. So here's our first one, Ronfar. After he says goodbye to Mari, talk to Mari, and she will give you a second bromide. I definitely want to take that fiend ring off of Ronfar. I don't need him at 1 HP as we're exploring. So, yeah, let's take that off. And now I'm thinking about it, let's rearrange hero. But yeah, talk to Mari, and she will give you Mari's Bromide 1. So we have 2 bromides for Mari. Let's take a look at them. They're right here. So, afternoon picnic. You know, for as evil as she was when she was controlled by Zophar, she is cute. Ronfar got a good one. All right, let's take a look at this one in Leo's footsteps. Oh, God. Looks like it runs in the family, Ronfar. Can't wait to see your children dressed like this. Now that we had 7 bromides during the course of the main game. The remaining bromides are all in this epilogue, and you can get them at any time. So with those 2, we now have 9. One more bromide gets us a trophy for getting 10. Then there's a trophy for getting all 22. We will be able to get 21 of those bromides right now. The reason we won't be able to get number 22 is because one of them is in one of the post-game dungeons that we're going to have to go through. Remember this place for later. And also that town we just got back there, remember it for later. But right here, we definitely want to go here. This is Noda, if you remember. We're in West Noda right now. This is where we can get our Rememberizer Crystal. So definitely hit this place up as quickly as possible. Go cross the bridge to East Noda, and you will see a woman in a white dress right here. You remember when we were here before, Julia, who is the woman in the white dress, was engaged to get married to Romeo, the mayor of West Noda, even though she is in love with a guy named Kyle in West Noda. And remember, Kyle, if you recall, he was very heartbroken about this marriage. Well, if you talk to Julia, she's going to ask you to give a message to Kyle. So now we need to go back to West Noda and find Kyle and deliver the message. Now, if you remember the Kyle from Silver Star story, you should already know where to find Kyle. That's right, the bar. In fact, he is this guy right here, looking at the bottom of his glass. Talk to him, and we figure out that this is Kyle. You give him the message, and you get 3 choices of what to tell him. Pick the second option. And then watch the cutscene happen. Isn't it nice how media tells you that women will throw away a life of riches for a poor nobody just because they love them? Let's look at reality. No, they fucking don't. They will leave the poor nobody for the riches. So, yeah. But anyway, once this scene is done, we run away, and they reward us by giving us the Rememberizer crystal. And if you recall, when we were here in the main game, Julia had like a holographic image of Kyle that she was looking at. She was using the Rememberizer crystal. But now that we have the Rememberizer crystal, while we're going to get our teammates again and collect bromides, we will also be going to get memories for the Rememberizer crystal. So at the end of this video, we will have our entire party back together, and we will have all but 2 cutscenes for the Rememberizer crystal, and all but 1 bromide. And that's because those items are inside some of these new dungeons that we're going to have to explore. Alright, now that we're done, if we come up here, we can go underneath the bridge and be right here. Let's cut across here. And don't get right close to this tower here, because you won't be able to get off the dragon ship. But if you talk to this pixie will give you a bromide. Lucia's bromide 3, to be exact. Let's take a look at it. Ah, sleepy girl. Okay, so now we need to get back to the top of this tower. I'm going to just edit out getting back there. And we're back. Alright, so just quickly, I destroyed everything, so it wasn't even a challenge. But anyway, we got some Rememberizer, and we get Galleon's bromide here. They even gave the villains some bromides here. So, yeah, not bad. I guess some fan service for some lucky ladies. I mean, he's not half naked, but still. But go to the roof, and we find Leo. So have our little conversation. And again, when given the choice, pick the second option to add Leo to your party. Once you have Leo, go ahead and teleport back to the dragon ship Destiny. Take control of the dragon ship Destiny, and if you remember, the caravan was up north here. Go inside the carnival here. Go to the north part of the carnival. There are 2 bromides, and we can reunite with Jean. So, and we also get a memory. Talk to this guy right here. He will offer to sell you a bromide for 3,000 silver. We have nothing else to spend our money on, so go ahead. We get Jean's bromide 3. This chest contains Jean's bromide 4. So let's take a look at them. This is number 3. Ooh. I like how they changed the name from the PS1 version. PS1 version was called Long Hard Night, which looks like she had. And then number 4 is a little bit away from all the other Jeans. And oh, hero, you getting your ass kicked, aren't you? Do you try and touch her chest or something? Don't do that to a girl that can actually kick your ass. But anyway, once we got the 2 bromides, talk to Jean. We'll have our usual conversation. When it gives you the option, pick the bottom option so that she will rejoin your party. Okay, there are a couple of places we can go now, but first place, let's go here. You should remember this town. This is where we initially met Lamina. Talk to the gate guard here, and he is going to give you a bromide for mystery. And you get a funny little conversation here with Leo if you have him in your party. If you don't, then the parts that Leo says just don't happen. So it's just good to have Leo with you when you talk to this guy. But yeah, we got Mr. A's bromide. So Leo, what do you have to say? And then what are you gonna do? I'm sure. All right, let's take a look at the bromide. Not bad. It's a little more. It's not as fan servicey as the females, but it's there. All right, so we need to actually return to the haunted mansion where we met Lamina. I just cut ahead to the last fight there before we get to where we get the Rememberizer crystal scene. Right here, this is where we met Lamina. So now that we've got that scene, let us get out to the sun, because remember, we can't use Lucia's pendant unless we are out in the sun. And return to the dragon ship Destiny. Let's go find our next memories or bromides. I don't think I took any damage there, but just in case, heal up. I mean, we're so powerful, we should be one-shotting everything. Alright, so honestly, quickest thing you could do is go through the town and go out the front of the town, but I wasn't even thinking about that at the time. So I'm trying to actually find another way around it. And if I had just gone through the front of the town, it would have taken me less time to do this. But we do want to head up here. Don't get out here. Get out here. Otherwise, you have to go around the forest. Head in here, and we get a Rememberizer scene. This is when Hero was perving on Lucia taking a bath, and she freaked out. But this is one of the in-game dungeons. We're not going to go through it yet. We're not going to do any dungeons today. Alright. Get back in the boat. If I had been thinking about it, I was thinking of a different memory that I'm trying to get to. If I had gone towards where Pentagulia was, I would have gotten a bunch of scenes. Alright, so I'm kind of where I want to be. Kind of, but I need to figure out how to... Okay, coming up here. So, If I'd actually gone through the front end of the walled town, I forget the name of it, it would have been easier going through the illusionary woods for the scene for where we met Jean, and then come over here. Now, I actually missed a couple of chests here. This chest was hidden here, had a life jewel. And I don't think we could have gotten this one originally. We'd have to come back in. But we get another Rememberizer crystal. It's probably one of Hero's favorite. But we get iron clogs in that chest. But yeah, that's probably one of Hero's favorite memories. Alright, so we are done here. And I'm going to go out the back way and show you that, yeah, if I had just gone out the front of that city after we had gotten Lamina's memory, we could have bypassed that entire forest. But anyway, let's just use our pendant to go back to the dragon ship. Head back down. We will get those Pentaguglia scenes in this video. I just didn't think about it because I was trying to get to that scene. While I am here, I'm sitting here like, wait. I don't know what I'm thinking right now because I could have gotten a bunch of scenes just now. Well, I know what I'm thinking. I'm focusing on the bromides. And so I'm trying to find a location for the next bromide on my list, and I'm forgetting about scenes, so we'll get those later. Okay, here's Neo Vein. You want to actually go through the water here for the memory of when we first saw Neo Vein. Continue north. Up here. Alright. So, we don't need to go to where the tournament was, but we do want to go here for a couple of things. We can get a bromide here, and we can get a memory here. So, bromide, go to the dojo of the Drunken Fist. Talk to the old man, and he has a bromide for you. You don't drink. We've already established that. Really? So, Jean likes to drink. Jean's bromide 1. So, let's take a look at it. What do you say? Yeah, I mean, if you're a master of the Drunken Fist, Jean, teach Ronfar. He should pick it up quickly. Alright, so this is Jean's bromide 1. Alright. Not bad. Yeah, it looks like she definitely does like to party. That's for sure. Okay, now that we've got our bromide, return to the dojo where Jean joined the Blue Dragon Fist. This is the scene where Jean changed her outfit and embraced that she's a martial artist. And we are done with this town, so let's get out of here and get to our next location. Okay, so back into the dragon ship. That's a in-game dungeon that we're going to do later. Head this way. Okay. If you want to level up, you're powerful enough to kill Chiros now. And we'll probably do some grinding on them later. Alright, so here is Meribia. Head towards Lun's dojo, but before that, I want to stock up on starlights, just in case I might need them. Like I said, I have nothing else to spend my money on, so might as well. But head towards Lun's dojo, and you want to go to the sewers. So if you don't remember, just head towards the left and go down these stairs right here. And then there's this door open right here. Follow the path. And we don't have to go very far, and don't worry about enemies, because after we get out of the room where we saw Lun with the mask on, yeah, the music's change should tell you that there's no monsters here. There's a new chest. Open it up for Lamina's Bromide 4. Let's take a look at it. Forbidden Bromide. What? Ooh. You know, I might change my mind on Lamina now. No, I still don't, I can't. Her personality just does not mesh with me. Sorry. Anyway, that's all we want to do in Maribia. So next we want to go to Tobin's Peak. Okay, once inside Tobin's Peak, if you start heading towards the gondola, we get a memory crystal. This is when we met Null. Go up the gondola. There are 3 bromides we can get here. Soon as you reach the top, the first bromide you want to go for is in the cell we woke up in when we were first here. So head towards the left, and there's a chest inside the cell. This is Lucia's Bromide 4. After you have that bromide, head to the right side. First, head into the left door here and talk to the kid in the back twice. If you talk to him the second time, he will give you Null's bromide. After that, head to the roof. On the roof, interact with the baby, and she has Lucia's Bromide 2. So let's take a look at those 3, shall we? So Lucia's Bromide 2. Well, she definitely has some assets that I can see Hero liking. Alright. Well, here's Null. Let's take a look. Aw, Null and Ruby. They're so in love, dreaming of fishies together. And Lucia's Bromide 4. Aw, she's sitting in the grass. Alright. Well, that is those bromides. We're getting close to done with the bromides, and then we can just focus on the memories that I haven't gotten yet. And we're about to get our last party member anyway, so might as well. So now that we're done here, head towards Vane. Once inside Vane, if you remember that old couple over here that had the old man that I kept missing, talk to the old woman and she will give you a bromide. Who is this bromide for? Why would? Well, I'm sure he does. What, it's someone you think you've met before? Really? It's a gift from Null, huh? So Null gave you a picture of a girl, huh? I'm sure it did, didn't you? Well, hey, sometimes pictures of cute girls will make you do amazing things. See, they had luck. But anyway, this bromide is Luna's bromide. Let's see how Luna turned out after the adventures. Aww, she's on a blanket. She looks just as she did when the adventure ended. Maybe a little older. Definitely younger than that image we saw. Alright, so next, let's go ahead and get Lucia on board. Not Lucia, Lamina. So talk to Lamina, and again, pick the second option. Now, getting Lamina on your side opens up them trying to actually actively look for what we need to do. But getting your final party member gets you the trophy for reuniting the team. So we need something with star pupils, the Dragonite jewels. And Lamina remembers that there's a book in the library that might have something, that might tell us some information. We will go check that out a little bit later. But now that we have Lamina, talk to Borgin. Parents of small children watching, send them away, close their eyes. Just, you don't want to see this. We get Borgin's bromide. You don't want to see this. Trust me, this is your final warning. When he stops talking, you have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last chance. Before I open it up, small children, look away. So it's basically just Borgin doing the same bromide as Lamina, and it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, there's your fan service if you like fat men. All right, so now that we have that, let's check out the library. I think there's still a bromide or two that we need, but this is the book that Lamina is talking about. We don't actually have to interact with this. We don't have to do this part, but I decided to do it because it's some extra story. So, yeah, we don't know how to read this language. And we find out Lamina doesn't know how to read it either, so waste of time. But she says, maybe my mother knows. So we go talk to her mother and see if she knows anything. Well, when we talked to Miriam, turns out she not only could read it, she seems to have memorized it. So it's still speaking in riddles. So we don't quite know what exactly we're supposed to do, but we kind of got an idea. It's basically what I said. We need to find 2 Dragonite jewels and then find a tower with a dragon head to put those jewels in, reach the top, and then heroes should be able to go to the blue star to get Lucia. Now, I wasn't thinking of it at the time, but you want to head to the Roof of Vane for 2 cutscenes for the Rememberizer. So, right now, we're going to go for cutscenes. And I just completely forgot about that. So, I came back to the Dragon Ruins here. We're going to get the cutscene where we first met Leo. So, we want to actually head into the desert path here. And I just cut to the last fight that I just finished, and we come over here, and this is where we met Leo and the dragon ship Destiny, all the way back in episode 1. Now I'm going to head towards Gwyn's home. We're going to go to the Blue Spire. There's like 6 scenes we can get at the Blue Spire. So when we get to the Blue Spire, I'm just going to edit out the exploration. I run through everything, one-shotting everything. It's not even a joke. But when you get to here, this is where we fought the first boss of the game. Once we get here, we get a scene. This is where we first saw the Blue Spire, and then when Lucia first came out of the Blue Spire. Now you want to get to the top floor. So not this floor, and not the floor where we met Lucia, because we can't go back in there. But this floor right here, we get all the scenes with Lucia in that top floor where we first meet her and then her leaving us. So a lot of scenes were just gotten right there. So next, go to LARPA. We have 2 scenes we can get. Go to the pub to get a scene with Ronfar, and go to the dock just below the pub to get the scene after we had cured Lucia of the curse from Zophar, just before she left us for the first time. Alright, now that we have done that, I am... Alright, we're back at the Dragon Ship Destiny, and I'm still not remembering that we had those scenes in Vane, but I came back to the Dragon Ship Destiny because we can now get a bunch of scenes from Pentagoulia. I'm trying to remember exactly how to get to Pentagoulia from here. I'm kind of like, wasn't it here? What am I missing? And then my memory kicks in. It's like, oh yeah, after that we went south. So we go down this way, and yeah, here is where we want to go for Pentagoulia. Head towards Pentagoulia, and I'm thinking I've got all the scenes at the moment. I completely forgot about Vane. We've almost got all the scenes. There are 2 scenes on Vane's rooftop, and there is the 2 scenes in the Dragon Ruins. So once I see those, I'm looking on my list like, oh, Vane rooftop, doy. So we're going to go back to Vane, go to the rooftop and get those. This is going to be our first dungeon we're going to do. We're going to do that in the next video. So we're going to end the video here after we get these 2 scenes and return to the Dragon Ship Destiny. If you're enjoying the walkthrough so far, drop a like. Feel free to subscribe for more. We have 1 bromide to get. We have 2 cutscenes to get for the Rememberizer. And that will be 2 more trophies. And we'll get those before the end of the epilogue. But I will see you guys next time.